What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Dollar Mike back at it again with another video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about a brand new ETF that just popped up on the stock market that someone actually asked me a question about whether I was going to invest in or not. Actually, that is Gomez or Gomes 904. So thank you very much for asking me this question. Can you make a video about ARKX? Is it worth it? And honestly, over the past year, Cathie Wood, with all of her ETFs, have been doing really well. So let's go ahead and check out ARKX, see what it has to offer. I'm going to talk about ETFs, ARKX, Cathie Wood, all that kind of stuff in this video. Will I actually jump into it? Well, I already did jump into it. Spoiler alert, I already have about 5 shares. But regardless, will I keep investing into it? Is it something I really see for the future? We'll find out in this video. Let's get into it. Let's go. Quick as always, if you guys could drop a like on the video, that'd be greatly appreciated for the channel. It basically pushes the video out to more people so more people can see it. Make sure you also hit that subscribe and notification bell because that'll keep you posted on all future videos. And lastly, check out those links down below in the description. That'll get yourself some free stuff. 2 free stocks with Webull, free stock with Public, free stock with Doe, free $30 with M1 Finance, free Bitcoin. All that kind of stuff is linked down below, so make sure you check all that kind of stuff out. But let's actually talk about Cathie Wood and their new ARK ETF. So last week, ticker symbol ARKX or ARK Space Exploration and Innovation showed up on the stock market. Currently is trading at $21.04. This is a new ETF from Cathie Wood, and she has a couple that all do pretty well. The most well-known ETF that she has is ARKK, ARK Innovation ETF. We also have ARKQ, which is the Autonomous Technology and Robotics ETF, as well as ARKW, another one of my favorites personally, the Next Generation Internet ETF. On top of that, we have ARKG, which is the Genomic Revolution ETF. And lastly, we have ARKF before ARKX. And ARKF is for the FinTech innovation. Each one of these ETFs have a pretty solid purpose. They're obviously for different things. And overall, ARKX is no different, as is for space exploration and innovation. According to ARKfunds.com, ARKX basically gives you exposure to space exploration, including orbital and suborbital aerospace, enabling technologies and beneficiaries of aerospace activities such as agriculture, internet access, global positioning systems or GPS, construction, and imaging. So the general idea if you're actually investing in ARKX is to be invested in space exploration, something that could be 10 years off, 20 years off, 50 years off for all we know. I mean, we already have a lot of issues to worry about on Earth, so investing in something like ARKX is definitely more of a risky investment versus investing in something like more of innovation stocks like ARKK. But overall, space exploration, if that's something you're interested in, then that's kind of what ARKX is. There are already a lot of different space companies, orbital companies, and stuff like that in the private sector of things, but none of them are really public on the stock market, not as of yet, and one of those big ones is actually SpaceX, which is yet to IPO. So obviously, if you went to go invest in ARKX right now, then SpaceX wouldn't be something that you could actually invest in right now because it's not publicly on the stock market. Now, when SpaceX actually goes public and IPOs on the stock market, then ARKX will probably pick it up, Cathie Wood will probably pick it up because it will make the most sense to have that inside of a space ETF. For the time being though, let's actually go into the holdings of ARKX right now. It looks like Trimble, ticker symbol TRMB, is actually one of their #1 holdings, and that makes perfect sense for a space/innovation ETF because they're in the science and technology field of things. Another one of Wood's ETFs is actually in here, and that's actually the second highest holding, and that's the 3D printing holding, or PRNT. That's pretty cool. I can see 3D printing being something definitely used for the future to go towards making aerocraft stuff, satellite stuff, whatever stuff that has to do with space. But overall, I mean, if you really want to go and invest in 3D printing, then you can just go and invest in the 3D printing ETF instead of putting your money into ARKX. If we scroll down some more, we got Kratos Defense and Security. That makes a lot of sense. We also have Lockheed Martin. That makes a lot of sense. NVIDIA, I guess they're on here because obviously you need pretty advanced computer chips and stuff like this for space. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Boeing makes a lot of sense. Virgin Galactic is in here, but it's pretty low down there. It's down around number 20. Airbus is in here. Netflix, okay. I guess, you know, the innovation part of things, I guess they just had to toss something in here. If we go down even further, we have Honeywell, we have TSM or Taiwan Semiconductor, stuff like that. So all this stuff does make sense inside the space and innovation ETF, but I feel like it's not really right pickings right now. It's not really a lot to pick from when it comes to the space stocks that's actually public on the stock market. So this could obviously change in the future, and I honestly think it will change in the future, but I'd rather go ahead and buy in and get a couple shares of ARK before that actually happens. So that's why I went ahead and grabbed my 5 shares of ARK, and I'll probably, of course, buy more over the course of time throughout this year to get more. Now, do I personally think that ARKX will be another ARKK or ARKW, anything like that, where the innovation just takes off, every stock in there basically takes off for the next couple of years? It's possible. I think Cathie Wood is actually really good at picking nice innovation stocks. But if you solely want to invest in space stocks right now, I would just say go and invest in space stocks. It's no real need to buy the ARKX ETF at this very moment. But once again, as I personally mentioned, it's best to get in now, I personally feel like, because I do see Cathie Wood or most of the stocks in this ETF actually doing pretty well over the next couple of years. As I mentioned earlier, currently ARKX is trading at $21.04 a share right now. I have about 5 shares of them. I got in at an average cost of $20.48, and honestly, I could see this dipping down maybe to $18, maybe $19. I don't think it would drop that low because honestly, all the stocks in here are pretty solid stocks. Some of them may be a little overvalued, but generally speaking, all the stocks in this ETF are pretty solid. But like I mentioned before, you don't need to go and invest in ARKX to go and invest in space stocks. Just go and buy whatever space stocks you want to go and buy. But if you would like to, I think now is a pretty solid time to get in. It's obviously a lot of hype around it, so that could drive the price way up or way down depending on how people feel. But overall, we just have to wait and see what these space IPOs do in the future with all these private companies going public over the next 3 to 5 years. We'll really see what's going on. To sum everything up, yes, personally, I will be investing in the ARKX ETF. I won't put a lot of money in there because honestly, I don't think it'll perform as well as her previous ETFs. And honestly, Cathie Wood has made a pretty big name for herself just over the past year and a half. So a lot of people could just be buying into all these ARK ETFs from general hype alone, and basically a lot of retail investors like myself could be doing the same exact thing, just buying into the hype, not actually understanding what they're invested in, and then when the stock price goes down, they get burned, then they're hurt and all that kind of stuff. So we know how this goes. It's happened before multiple times. So if you're going to invest in something like this is definitely a long-term position for me. I mean, at least 3 to 5 years. But if you're going to invest in something like this, I would say the same type of outlook. I wouldn't say don't expect 140% return next year. It could happen depending on who IPOs this year, who doesn't IPO this year, how well those stocks do, like SpaceX, like Starlink, all that kind of stuff. But for the time being, I don't know, and probably you don't know either, so that's why you're watching this video. But tons of people have made videos, so check all those videos out as well. But either way, that's my take on it. There you go. That's all I got for you in this video. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit it with a like button. Stay tuned for more videos because I got more videos coming up, especially a couple of stocks that I definitely want to bring to your radar. If you don't already know about them, that's coming up as well. So just stay tuned, sit back, relax, subscribe, do all that kind of good stuff. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, I'm out. Dollar Mike. Peace.